Hello everybody, thank you for watching our video. This is Jimmy Wu from Prowork Pacific Inc, your licensed architect. Before we start our topic, please do 4 things again. Give us a comment, give us a like, share with your friend, and also don't forget free subscribe our channel. Your subscribe will make more distribution to more people can see our video, and also you will not miss our other videos in future. Today we talk about sensitive topics. It might hurt a lot of owners' feeling. Owner make their own plan, design plan, and give it to architect to draw. I have owner like this come to see us talk about their own house plan. They always say, "Oh, Jimmy, I already designed my own. I already have idea. I know what I want. Hey, I give you my plan. This is my plan. You can help us to draw." So we have an owner. Okay, they think they can make their own plan first or design, and then they come to see us and have architect to draw the house. Interesting thing is that because they think this way will help them to save money on the design fee. So then they will always ask, because when a owner come to see me asking, "Oh, Jimmy, I have a plan. I know what I have. I know what I want already. Can you charge me less?" They will ask always this question, right? Because they think they do a lot of work already. They do the whole thing already. You just finishing up. So that's what they think. And even some architect or some draftsman or some design professional, they will think the same way too. Some people, they will, okay, if you do the plan, I just draw it for you. And I charge you less. And a lot of draftsmen, they do that. Okay. However, today I want to talk about this is actually, if when we're doing this, owner provide design scheme could be a landmine to both owner and architect. Okay. So today I want to share some experience or story about this design issue. When we say owner provide scheme, okay. The big reason why it become like a mess or become problematic is because of based on the difference of expectation from both parties, owner and architect side. Now, this is going to involve one thing I got to explain about the design process. When we start a project, let's say when we're designing a house. First of all, when we come to talk about design, I'm using my company as a sample. Now, not necessarily everyone, every firm, every architect, doing the same way. But I'm just using myself as experience to talk about this. First of all, when we're starting a project, let's say a brand new house, we were starting as on 2D schematic design. Now, when we say 2D schematic, is like this stage is really roughly designed to lay out space, of the house. Like you were just using, sketch to draw. Where's the bathroom, living room, bedroom, bath, garage, or so forth. So at this stage, when we design, this is what we do. Basically, is what the owners do is try to lay out what the space is. Now, this is what we call 2D, schematic. And on this, after we do that, then we move it on to the next stage is 3D modeling. Now, in this 3D modeling, we will put this 2D scheme to become in a 3D model in computer. And on this modeling, we will start putting up window, right? Outlook finish. And then roof, how does a roof look like? Usually on this stage, we are talking about more outlook things, the design of the style of the house. And then we will interact with owner and exchange idea, and we try to show them how the outlook of the building look like, incorporate to the whole site. If that was a slope land, then we will show them how we do the grading, how do we do the wall, like retaining wall, all this stuff. And then after the 3D modeling stage, then we move to the so-called final design and construction drawings. So we're going to fine-tune the drawing and then move on to do all the real floor plan, right? Real drawings and structural drawings and we to furnish one set drawings, the construction drawings. And then after that, if owner, okay, satisfied, we go through, then we move to building permit, portion. So in this process, the building layout portion is really, stick with the 2D. And that is a part when owners try to say, if I can provide, or if they can provide their own design scheme. Okay. Now, the question is here, or the problem is here is, in this 2D design, the planning schematic design, there is a lot of common mistake from the owner scheme, which is they don't know or they missed it. And when we see that, we do tell them, well, if you have to make change, you have to work on it. Some common mistake we share with everybody is, one of them is the orientation versus the sunlight. A lot of owners, when they buy some property on the hillside, right, they will say, oh, I get the view here. My view is, facing ocean. I like that, right? So then they will start design something like, facing that. But now I have another video talk about this, is facing a view, but you gotta still see how does it work with your site. Now, in some property on the west side of this island, the ocean view actually is on the west side, facing west, and which is the afternoon sun. So if you have a view, like big opening facing windows facing west side, then when the afternoon time, the sunlight will directly go into your living room. And during the, especially when they're doing the kitchen, they will always like to have a kitchen sink, have the view window looking out, right? But they forget is, if this the afternoon sun, you're facing west, that means when the time you're doing your cooking or washing stuff, this sunlight is directly, flashing through your eyes, right? But they don't know. And actually, they don't realize that. Second, they will ignore, a lot of cases, they ignore the slope and the site, on the site. How does it affect the house height and the shape? A lot of land is slope land, but when the time they design, a lot of owners, they do not, so that is not their part. They don't know how to address, the slope part, which is the retaining wall, side portion, and how does it affect the envelope. So those parts they will always ignore, they're missing that. Another one may be the space flow. Now this is called the design logic. How the, from entrance moving to living room, hallway, rooms. I have seen some, design coming out from owner. They mix a lot of like hallway, like from room to room, living room, which is like all this is like become like a dead space and wasting a lot of floor area in the house. And also we call layout logic, means like when they put somewhere as a living room. I have seen some people bring me a scheme and have the living room in the middle of whole house, and there's no wall space. Another word means after he put in this house, he doesn't have a real good space to put his like TV, couch. He doesn't have the right space for that. So that kind of thing we call logic. How do you lay out furniture, right? Also like plumbing. Like some people, the owner, when they lay out a first floor and second floor, they completely put all the bathroom, kitchen, wet bar, laundry on different corner, nothing aligned. But in that part that makes the construction really, cost more, because there's all the plumbing, running, different way, right? First floor, second floor. Well, so they were not aware of it. But, in architect, usually when we redesign, we will also consider what is the best way, a better way to control or to group these water, plumbing together, right? But usually a lot of homeowners, they don't, okay? And also another one is the scale, and the room space, how big of the room, how big of a bathroom. And also the missing about the, light and ventilation. Sometimes they have a big room, but they only leave a small wall space for windows. Or they have a big living room and they have, and they have stair on the side. Then end up they do not have enough window, or next to a garage, and then they cannot make window. So the whole big living room becomes a dark room, right? So all these cases when owner make the plan, they will miss it because they are not professional, but they expect, okay, this is the one we could. But a lot of time when we get this kind of plan, end up is we have to spend more time to cross out, hold his idea, or we're going to explain, the design doesn't work, and we got to start from scratch again. So to that becomes an issue because we charge you less money, but ending up is I have to spend more time to educate the owner you are wrong, and then we go design again, or kind of correct your design and put us more effort to do so. So that's why, sometimes we will say that they become a landmine on both sides, owner and architect. Now, is good architect? Oh, okay, it's good. We will tell owner, what, your design doesn't work. Is wasting a lot of like space. Is not efficient. Is not good. Your view doesn't go right because the sun, the orientation is not good. Now, a good architect, we will see something like this. We got to bring up the owner. You know what? You better change it. We better change it for you. But sometimes some draftsmen, they don't care because they will say, you want this way? I give you this way. They just draw the way the owner wants because they will say is, well, I don't charge you for design. I only charge you for draw your house. So you will give you the scheme. I do not change your design. I just will give you what you gave me. Then when the time they really get the permit and they start building, then the owner start finding out a lot of things. Like the first thing about is view. When they get the view, but they get the afternoon sunlight, they start screaming. They say, hey, how come this, how come that, and how come architect, you didn't tell me? How come you didn't tell me that the afternoon sunlight is going direct to my home? Why, The architect will say, because I do not charge you for design, because you provide me a scheme. Now, then this time, owner usually will say, yes, I just give you a scheme. It's just like, schematic, but I don't know. I'm not a professional. You're supposed to teach me. You're supposed to help me. Now, that's what they will say that. But usually in this time, they will forget why in the beginning they try to make a scheme, or they try to make the scheme to an architect. What is the purpose for that? The purpose for them is try to save the money on the design, right? So when architect said, you try to save the money and I don't charge you for design, then I do not design. See, that is the design, the difference of the expectation. Only thing is, if I give you the design, you charge you less money, but you still gonna help me to correct or redesign my design if this is wrong, right? This is how the owner will think. Because when they think, they will always say, oh, there's a reason I hire you to help me to get the drawings. But on the architect side, no. If you say you don't want me to design and you design, then I will just do my work is we do the preliminary design, which is the 3D modeling, right? And show you how the house look like. And the construction drawings, detail for the structure, right? All the details for the permitting. So that is what the architect or the draftsman will charge our client or charge the owner. See, that's why I say it will sometimes end up become like a landmine for both sides. One side, if the owner doesn't get the house, really he want, or they, get difference from his expect. And also for some architect, good architect, or some good hard architect, when they see some design like this, they will come and no, owner doesn't do this way. Don't do this, is wrong. And he start going to redesign. However, he already charged a less price, but now he got to do more work. So for the architect, then he will feel, why I lose money for doing this? Because I didn't charge for design, but I still got to design for you, right? So that is something that when people, come to a point where they're asking, can you put in house design? We know that. And honestly, we do not want that because in my own experience, always when owner provide me a design, that doesn't work because I know owner, you are not professional. You don't know all these things I mentioned about, right? But you try to give me something that you think that is already perfect and I can destroy it and save your money. But I know this doesn't. To me, it's a correct way or correct interaction between owner and architect. When in a project, owner is not providing a design scheme. Owner, you just provide program. Program means how many bedroom, how many bathroom, how living room, dining room, whatever, like recreation room, how many two-car garage. All this is your program. What do you need? Okay, what do you need to use in this house? Okay, even including some people, I want an ADU, but my father still want his own space downstairs for his own use. He lives with us, but he probably will want to have separate entrance from us. Now this is a program. This is how do you use this house? Just tell the architect, tell the designer, and let the designer handle. Okay, and also the criteria. Okay, criteria request means, like for example, the view. Okay, you can tell the client, tell the architect, say, oh, I like the view. But usually, if your view conflict with like sunlight, again, the afternoon sunlight, architect will tell you what, yes, you want a view, we understand. But if I give you the view, you are facing this problem, the sunlight, afternoon sunlight, and so on and so. Now, usually then, if owners say, you know what, I understand, I still want it. I still really want to be on this, but then at least architect will advise the owner, say, you can have a view, but you don't want to have a big opening for a view because that invite too much sunlight and make your house very hot during summertime. So this is become an interaction between architect and owner, which is I think that should be the right way. Okay, and then also owner, you can also bring up your request about features, right? Someone wants to say, oh, I want to have double high ceiling. Now, this kind of feature. It's design feature. Oh, I want to have light, a lot of soffit, ceiling soffit, or you do not want soffit. Something that's kind of house feature, or like some sort of like certain finish, yeah. Or you want a certain type of finish, like I want my wall to be all tile. So this kind of feature is, owner, you can bring it up to the architect. And instead of you try to draw up something as a scheme to an architect, because that usually end up a disappointed owner and also the architect too. So today, if you want any comment, any question, feel free to ask me. Leave your comment here and I will reply you. And also again, please subscribe us. Well, if you subscribe, then our video get more chance to distribute to more people. Thank you very much.